In 2022, the 12th pick in the NBA draft was announced, and a lot of people said, "Who?" But fast forward to today, and that same player is an all-star, an all-NBA defender, and a cornerstone of the team that just stormed its way to the NBA Finals. This is Jalen Williams, better known as J-Dub, and his rise hasn't just been fast, it's been meteoric. He is the two-way dynamo, the Renaissance man powering the Oklahoma City Thunder's shocking ascent. Forget what you thought you knew. Today, we're breaking down the J-Dub blueprint, the story of how an overlooked prospect from Santa Clara became the secret engine of the NBA's next potential dynasty.
This is my house, no flight zone. Try to take off, you're on your own.
To understand J-Dub, you have to go back to his journey. This wasn't a one-and-done phenom. At Santa Clara, he put in the work for 3 years, getting better every single season. In his junior year, he exploded, averaging 18 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. But the real turning point? The 2022 NBA Draft Combine. Williams measured 6 feet 6 inches with an absolutely insane 7 feet 2 inches wingspan. Suddenly, the kid projected as a second-rounder was rocketing up draft boards. OKC grabbed him at number 12, a move some analysts called A-reach. But Thunder GM Sam Presti saw what others didn't. A player with an unstoppable work ethic, guard skills in a forward's body, and a prove-you-wrong attitude. They saw the future. And that future arrived ahead of schedule. J-Dub's progression in the NBA has been like watching a video game character level up in real time. Year 1, he wasn't just good for a rookie, he was a problem. 14 points a game, incredible efficiency, and he finishes runner-up for Rookie of the Year. He was already outplaying his draft spot. Year 2, this is the leap. His scoring jumps to over 19 points a game, but the real story was his three-point shot. It went from a respectable 35% to a lethal 42.7%. This changed everything. Suddenly, you couldn't sag off him, which opened up his devastating driving game. Year 3, all-star status. He becomes a complete two-way force, averaging nearly 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a career-high 1.6 steals. He earns all-star, all-NBA, and all-defensive honors. He's one of only 5 players in the entire league to hit those kinds of numbers. This isn't just growth, this is dominance. So, what is the J-Dub blueprint? It's built on 3 pillars. First, the offensive arsenal. He's a true 3-level scorer. He can blow by you for a finish at the rim, he has a deadly mid-range pull-up, and as we saw, his three-point shot is now a serious weapon. But he's also grown into a high-level playmaker, making smart reads in the pick and roll and taking the pressure off Shai Alexander. Pillar 2, the defensive dynamo. This is what separates him from other young stars. With that 7'2" wingspan, J-Dub is a defensive nightmare. Coach Mark Daniel calls him a very impactful defender because he can legitimately guard every single position on the floor, from point guards to centers. And Pillar 3, the clutch gene. When the game is on the line, J-Dub shows up. In the 2024 season, he shot a staggering 69% in clutch time. He's not afraid of the big moment, he thrives in it. A star player is one thing, but a star who makes everyone around him better, that's how you build a dynasty. The Thunder's big 3 of Shai, Chet, and J-Dub just works. Shai is the primary scorer, Chet is the defensive anchor, Jalen is the ultimate connector. He's the secondary creator who gives SGA a break. He's the versatile defender who allows Chet to roam and block shots. His ability to do everything at a high level without needing to be the guy is what makes this trio so unstoppable. Respected analyst Jay Bilas called this trio untouchable. Shai himself says it would be silly to put a ceiling on J-Dub's potential. They know what they have, and they aren't letting it go. In his sophomore season, the comparisons on the first chart place Jalen Williams in a specific tier, an incredibly valuable, efficient, and well-rounded wing who was already outperforming the archetype of a typical secondary player. Surpassing the high-level role player, the comparison to George Hill, a respected veteran known for his defense and supplementary offense, shows J-Dub's foundational excellence. His statistical profile almost completely envelops Hill's. Williams provided significantly more in terms of scoring, playmaking, and overall impact, demonstrating that even in his second year, his ceiling was far higher than that of a top-tier role player. Establishing his peer group, the comparison to Desmond Bane, another elite young wing, is a true apples-to-apples look. Their profiles are remarkably similar, confirming Williams belonged in the conversation as one of the best young two-way players in the league. He showed a slight edge in defensive rebounding and playmaking, hinting at the all-around versatility that would become his signature. Defining his archetype. This is the most revealing comparison of year two. While Kyrie is an offensive dynamo with higher raw point and assist numbers, Jalen Williams held his own in elite efficiency metrics like true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage. More importantly, his impact on the defensive end, reflected in his superior defensive rebounding and a much stronger plus-minus, set him apart. The narrative was clear. J-Dub wasn't just a scorer. He was a winning player whose two-way impact rivaled the offensive output of an elite guard. In 2023-24, Jalen Williams established himself as an elite starting wing, defined by hyper-efficiency and impactful, versatile defense. The second chart tells a completely different story. The comparisons are no longer about establishing his place. They are about measuring him against the league's absolute elite. The company he now keeps, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, and his own MVP-caliber teammate Shai Alexander, signals his arrival. Donovan Mitchell is a premier offensive engine. While Mitchell has a slight edge in raw scoring and assists, Williams is right there with him. But the key difference is defense and efficiency. Williams's plus-minus is significantly higher, and his impact on steals and defensive rebounds is far greater. This comparison proves he provides all-star level offensive punch while bringing all defensive level impact, a combination few possess. The perfect co-star. Playing next to an MVP candidate like SGA, one might expect a player's chart to be dwarfed. Instead, Jalen Williams mirrors his superstar teammate across a stunning number of categories. While SGA is the primary scorer, look how closely J-Dub matches him in assists, steals, rebounds, and overall impact. This shows he isn't just a supporting actor. He is a true co-protagonist, capable of sharing the load and impacting the game in all the same ways as his all-NBA first-team running mate. The blueprint realized, this is the most powerful comparison on either chart. 2019 Kawhi Leonard is the modern blueprint for the ultimate championship-winning two-way wing. Jalen Williams's 2024-25 statistical profile is almost a direct overlay. They are nearly identical in scoring, steals, overall impact, and efficiency. The fact that a third-year player can produce a statistical footprint that rivals a two-time Finals MVP in his prime is the ultimate testament to his growth. In 2024 to 2025, Jalen Williams graduated from co-star to superstar counterpart. He proved he could hang with the NBA's elite, not by being a specialist, but by being a master of all trades, much like the legendary two-way players he is now measured against. In just 1 year, the conversation around Jalen Williams shifted from, is he one of the best young wings? To, is he one of the best all-around players in the entire NBA? The company he keeps on these charts tells that story perfectly. This chart perfectly illustrates what makes Jalen Williams such a rare and valuable player. It plots every player's offensive impact against their defensive impact, and in doing so, it creates 4 distinct zones. First, let's understand the map. X-axis offensive rating, how effective the team's offense is with a player on the floor. Further to the right is better. Y-axis defensive rating, how effective the team's defense is. Lower on the chart is better. The goal quadrant, the bottom right. This is the zone for players who are elite on offense and elite on defense. This is the rarest and most valuable quadrant. Bubble size represents true shooting percentage TS%. A bigger bubble means more efficient scoring. Jalen Williams is positioned deep inside that coveted lower right quadrant. This placement tells a powerful story, especially when you use the other highlighted players as landmarks. First, he's not a one-way specialist. Look at James Harden. Harden is a perfect example of an offensive superstar. He's far to the right, elite offense, but he's above the average defensive line, placing him in the good offense, below average defense quadrant. Look at Draymond Green. Draymond is the quintessential defensive anchor. He is very low on the chart, elite defense, but he's to the left of the average offensive line, putting him in the good defense below average offense quadrant. Jalen Williams' placement shatters these molds. His offensive rating is excellent, approaching that of primary creators, while his defensive rating is also elite, nearing the territory of defensive specialists. He provides immense value on both sides of the ball. So, who is Jalen J-Dub Williams? When you piece it all together, the picture becomes incredibly clear. This isn't just a story of a good player getting better. It's the story of a meteoric ascension, a player who has redefined his own ceiling in real time. We saw it in the comparisons. In 1 year, he went from being measured against elite starters to having a statistical footprint that mirrors legends like Kawhi Leonard and his own MVP-caliber teammate, Shai Alexander. He didn't just join the conversation, he proved he belongs in the superstar tier, and the analytics back it up. That scatterplot told the whole story. In a league of specialists, one-way scorers, and defensive anchors, Jalen Williams lives in that rare, coveted space, the elite two-way zone. He provides high-impact, highly efficient offense while simultaneously locking down opponents with a defensive rating that rivals the best in the game. He is the J-Dub blueprint in action, a 3-level scorer with a clutch gene, a defensive dynamo with a 7'2" wingspan who can guard anyone, and the versatile engine that makes the entire Thunder machine run. Jalen Williams is more than just a co-star. He's a modern marvel, a renaissance man for a new era of basketball. His journey from an overlooked prospect to an all-NBA force is the stuff of legend, but the narrative is clear. This isn't the end of his rise. It's just the beginning of his reign as one of the most complete, most valuable, and most important players in the entire NBA. He is, without a doubt, a central figure in Oklahoma City's quest for a championship.